If you've got a small office or home office operation, what's the tool you depend on the most? Well, most likely it's your printer. You need a solid workhorse printer that are going to be turning out the copies when you need them most. Our next guest understands very well the role the office printer has to fill. He's Colin Donahoe. He's Director of Consumer Imaging for Epson Corporation. He joins us now on Sky Radio. Colin, thanks for flying with us today.
Thank you.
In fact, let's talk about the role the printer does play and what the consumer in this category not only needs, but actually wants from their printer.
Sure, yeah. Customers are really looking for something that prints output very quickly and reliably. It behaves a lot like a utility or an appliance that's in your house. You don't really think about it unless it breaks. And that really kind of serves the basic needs of what a small business does. They're printing out receipts, they're printing on envelopes, they're printing marketing materials, and they're printing oftentimes content off the web. But in addition to printing, a lot of offices are also looking for multifunction devices that include copying and scanning and even sometimes faxing. And faxing is an interesting thing because I don't think a lot of people fax, but when you do need to send a fax, it's terribly inconvenient if you don't have one.
That happens around here sometimes. Now, you're bringing in some very advanced printhead technology to play here. What is that? What does that mean?
Yeah, well, Epson actually has some unique technology in the marketplace, and it basically comes in the form of our printhead. Most printheads and printers today are thermal. What that means is they actually heat up the ink inside the printhead, and you know what happens to a liquid when it heats up? It boils. And so what happens is that will actually force the ink out of the nozzle and splat onto the paper. Our printheads are piezoelectric, and what that means is there's tiny little pumps in our printheads. We don't boil our ink. We actually push it out just like a pump would. And it allows us to do a couple of things. It allows us to very much control the size of the drop of ink that hits the paper. And it translates to two things for a customer. It translates into better image quality and higher and faster print speeds. And for a business, time is money. So if you can print much faster, you're not waiting for your printed output. That converts to money saved.
Home office operations usually are their own IT departments, which has its own set of problems. Tell me how you make that easy.
Well, basically in the way we set up the product out of the box. So we make it very easy for you to take the product, unpack it, figure out how to set it up without needing to call somebody on the phone and wait on hold. That can be a very frustrating experience. In addition to that, though, we really thought through how you're going to connect this product to the network, for example. We have something called one-step wireless setup. It's very, very easy. All you need to know is what your network name is and your passcode for your network, and you're connected. And so we really focused on simplifying it so that customers don't really need to have a manual or call somebody to help them.
And that makes a lot of difference, too, in a small office and home office environment. Colin, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Colin Donahoe is Director of Consumer Imaging for Epson Corporation. We reached him by phone from Long Beach, California. Printer solutions can be found at www.epson.com.